large portion of Africa's population is engaged in agriculture. However, the profits from horticultural crops tend only to benefit exporters, distributors, and a portion of large-scale farms. Meanwhile, small-scale farms have been unable to earn sufficient incomes. Reasons included the inability to grow high-quality crops from a lack of knowledge in cultivation technology, or settling for the low prices presented by middlemen due to an unfamiliarity with market prices. To support the small-scale farms that comprise the vast majority, Smallholder Horticulture Empowerment and Promotion, or SHEP, has been crafted through technical cooperation between Kenya and JICA. The unique approach offers market-oriented agriculture and helps boost income levels by improving sales methods. SHEP's goal is to have farmers conduct their own market surveys and obtain an understanding of saleable crops and when to sell them, as well as production costs. Farming plans are then formulated to achieve market-aware farming and growing crops to sell. This approach, which started in 2006 in Kenya, has raised awareness among farmers toward cultivating crops in demand by the market. It has nurtured business-minded farmers who make improvements from crop cultivation to farm management. Many of the farmers who participated in SHEP have doubled their income or more, making farming more rewarding. It has made their lives both economically and emotionally richer.
We make the calendar, we get to do the market survey and get the peak demand periods of the market, so we can't miss the market. We'll always have the market where to sell our produce. We'll always have to communicate to our customers. We are improving our life through the little that we get from the veggies. Our life is being improved, and we hope in the future.
食料不足や栄養の問題はアフリカにとって長年の課題です。各国とも食料増産に力を入れていますが、私たちの目指すところはもう一歩先にあります。食べるためから稼ぐための農業に変えていきたいと思います。ケニアで2500人という農民の所得をなんと倍増させたのはここにいる相川さんです。相川さんがしたことは農業に携わるアフリカの女性たちに消費市場が何を求めているか私たちの目で確かめ何を作れば売れるのか常に考える発想を身につけてもらうことでした。作っても売れない悩みは売れるものを作ることで解消できます。
The revolutionary SHEP approach to boosting the income levels of farmers who have suffered from poverty up until now is to support their individual self-help efforts to increase income as a business. These activities are now being rolled out throughout Africa. SHEP combines psychology and economics. That is, the development of mechanisms to boost the motivation of farmers and others involved in the project, and the building of win-win relationships by facilitating the sharing of information between farmers and market actors. SHEP is original in that it involves activities in which these two elements work harmoniously. The concept of the SHEP approach consists of transforming the awareness and behavior of farmers from grow and sell to grow to sell, and achieving a sustainable increase in income from horticultural crops. According to the theory of human motivation, known as the self-determination theory, a high level of motivation can be maintained when people act because they are interested or curious, rather than because they are receiving compensation to do so. three basic needs are believed to be important to promote such autonomous motivation. Humans are said to have three innate needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy is the need to feel in control of one's own behaviors and goals. Competence is the need to master tasks and learn different skills. And relatedness is the need to have a sense of belonging and attachment to other people. The SHEP approach focuses on these three needs, formulating activities that encourage farmers to face issues and think of solutions on their own. These activities provide farmers with the feeling that they can do things themselves. Farmers begin to adopt an autonomous approach in which they do things because they were the one who made the decision to do so, or because it is important. This, in turn, creates connections between groups of farmers and with people involved in the project. It results in autonomous motivation as something that is not forced upon them, and drive is maintained. Compared to extrinsic motivation, which is driven by payment and other means, intrinsic motivation is driven by the desires of people and leads to activities that are sustainable and creative. Building an environment that enhances the quality of motivation is of the utmost importance in designing activities and mechanisms that empower and motivate people. One other element in the SHEP approach is the mutual sharing of information between farmers and market actors. In economics, there is the theory of asymmetric information. Having the respective actors in market distribution, from producers to consumers, learn information possessed by other actors mitigates information and leads to efficient business transactions. When this is applied to the distribution of agricultural products, it means matching information on the crops produced by farmers with information on the needs of actors who are the buyers. That is, information on who wants to sell or purchase what crop of what quality and quantity, when and where. Doing this results in transactions that satisfy the desires of both parties. From the perspective of farmers, knowing the needs of buyers in advance allows them to consider what they can do as producers and formulate cultivation plans that will result in higher profits. By conducting market surveys, farmers can learn the differences in the information possessed respectively by farmers and market actors, and thereby mitigate the information asymmetry. Furthermore, conducting market surveys satisfies the human need for competence, while the need for autonomy is met by determining target crops on their own. The SHEP approach is divided into 4 essential steps. This diagram illustrates how the SHEP approach is put into practice. The activities in the respective steps support farmers in raising their motivation to improve management and promote the operation of farms as a business. The first step is share goals with farmers. After the target farmer group is selected, sensitization workshops are held to explain project concepts and activities to all related actors, including farmers. This process allows participants to understand the content of implemented activities and their respective role. A vision toward the realization of market-oriented agriculture is shared. The second step is farmers' awareness is raised. This step aims to create opportunities for farmers to become aware of improvements that can be made. It consists of various activities including participatory baseline surveys, market surveys, and stakeholder forums. In the participatory baseline survey, farmers enter information using a specified survey format on how they have performed farm work and the sales methods they have used up to this point. This provides farmers with an opportunity to reflect on the volume, sales price, net sales, and production costs of the crops they produced. Extension staff and neighboring farmers provide support, if needed, for making these calculations. Farmers gain insight on the importance and utility of record-keeping in obtaining a grasp of the current conditions of their farms. At the same time, this process encourages extension staff to understand the circumstances of each farm. In addition to the balance of payments, questionnaires are used to obtain a grasp of the technical level of each farm. The income and expenditures for the horticultural crops and the technology used are investigated during the baseline survey to understand the current status of each target farm as a business. Market surveys by farmers represent a key activity with the SHEP approach. Farmers visit nearby markets and interview market actors to carry out surveys using a simple format like this. In addition to prices, information is collected on size and quality, such as degree of maturity, that are in demand on the market. Other information includes the volume purchased by each buyer, variation in prices, varieties of products, and brisk-selling products. The surveys not only provide farmers with a grasp of market needs, but also opportunities to become directly acquainted with market actors. On the other hand, the interview provides market actors the opportunity to meet farmers who are potential suppliers. In other words, the sharing of information possessed respectively by farmers and market actors mitigates information asymmetry. Furthermore, carrying out their own market surveys supports the competence need of farmers by giving them the knowledge that they can do it. By implementing market surveys at the initial stages of the project, farmers get a real sense of the price and potential of horticultural crops and nurtures the awareness of grow to sell. In addition to market surveys, events called stakeholder forums are also held to provide farmers with a sense of the promise of horticultural agriculture and build business links with market actors. Participants are limited to several representatives from farmer groups and horticultural industry actors. Profiles are created and exchanged in advance. Farmers visit booths set up by horticultural industry actors, such as seed and fertilizer companies, agricultural product processors, farming equipment distributors, and banks that loan funds to small-scale farms and engage in business talks. Retailers, wholesalers, middlemen, and other buyers also participate in these forums. Stakeholder forums that facilitate close communication with market actors are a venue where representatives of farmer groups come to realize that horticultural crops are a business with much promise. They also represent a good opportunity for market actors to get acquainted with farmers. In addition to these events, farmers sometimes individually visit stores and other locations during their market surveys and other occasions to exchange information and talk about mutual issues. These stakeholder forums enable information to be directly exchanged between farmers, buyers, and other market actors, again mitigating information asymmetry. In addition, these forums meet the need for relatedness by supporting good connections with other market actors. The third step is farmers make decisions. Members of farmer groups select the crops to be cultivated according to market need as ascertained through market surveys. During this process, farmers groups select the crops they will plant through voting and other means. In selecting the crops, various elements are considered in addition to anticipated profits. They include the experience that a farmer has in cultivating the crop, whether it is suitable for the area's climate conditions, and whether seeds can be easily obtained. After the crop has been selected, the group prepares a crop calendar. It contains the crop cultivation schedule, marketing method, work that is shared by the group, and other future activities. Preparation of a crop calendar clarifies the approach that is to be taken in order to make improvements as a group. They include details on desired changes. For example, to change the cultivar, raise product quality, increase production volume, shift the harvesting period, or find a new market buyer. In addition, discussions are held on when and which crop is to be cultivated and shipped. Described in the calendar in detail is the way in which new sales channels will be developed, along with plans on how to effectively cultivate and sell crops as a group. When farmers formulate and execute their own plans, it provides a higher level of support for the innate need of autonomy. The final step consists of farmers acquire skills. Here, farmers learn the technology required to cultivate the crops in demand by the market in relation to the crops selected on the basis of the 3 steps up to this point. Extension staff provide technical instruction according to the things that farmers want to learn. There are simple techniques that can be put into practice from that day. In Kenya, a picture story card is used as educational materials for farmer groups. The front has a photograph, which is shown to farmers, while the reverse side has text used by extension staff. This tool allows a certain level of instruction to be provided to farmers by any extension staff. Because agricultural techniques that farmers need are taught in a practical manner, the farmers are very motivated to learn them, and they are acquired in a short period of time. The relationship of trust between extension staff and farmers is boosted because farmers learn the things they want to be taught. This is another mechanism for satisfying the farmer's need for relatedness. The raised technical capabilities enable farmers to produce crops that are in market demand, filling the gap between supply and demand. By incorporating the promotion of farming as a business and empowering and motivating people into the activities of the 4 steps, farmers' awareness and behavior change. This results in higher incomes. The transformation of farmers from the conventional concept of grow and sell to grow to sell has achieved a substantial increase in the income of almost all participating farmers. In a Malawi village where SHEP was implemented, the shipment during the peak in demand of crops selected using market information resulted in a price 3 times higher than usual.
So SHEP approach within the framework of motivation and farming as a business, we have built trust among extension workers and staff and farmers. As a result, they have benefited a lot from the approach by, among other things, benefiting through constructing new houses. Some of them have bought bicycles, some of them have bought motorcycles. But overall, most of the farmers are saying they are really very happy because they have improved livelihoods for their families.
The SHEP approach was found to be most effective for farmers wishing to introduce cash crops and farmers wishing to expand production. The great majority of farmers in Africa can be considered good targets for SHEP. Mr. Bernard Oluk has a farm in Kisumu, Kenya. The preparation of a crop calendar and action plan has increased farm income, and he says he has more time to talk with his wife about how to spend the money.
In SHEP, I got so many changes. I was not using my money properly. I was not be in good terms in my wife, my children, but I'm getting more things without using a lot of energy and money.
In SHEP, the husband and wife are considered one unit for farm operation. They are encouraged to cooperate in farm work and management. This resulted in a review of traditional gender roles. Discussions between couples started taking place on family finances, promoting an improvement in not only the division of labor, but also the productivity of farms. Mr. Courage Demberere, a farmer in Zimbabwe, says SHEP motivated him and his wife and greatly changed their lives.
After SHEP, I think we improved a lot, mainly after the visit to stack areas. Yeah, that's where I got much, which I thought improved my my farming skills.
Yeah, we feel happy.
In addition to increasing income, SHEP helps the participants feel more satisfied with their work and have better relations with family members. This is yet another major impact of the SHEP approach. People on farms are working with drive by gathering their own information and enjoying the agriculture resulting from their own plans.
But before asking some questions, I'd like to...
JICA has various educational materials and tools that help explain the SHEP approach. Introduction to the Psychology of International Cooperation analyzes field experience on technical cooperation in farm and farming village development. It is based on psychological motivation theory, which is emphasized in the SHEP approach. Games with the main objective of solving social problems are called serious games. Fun Farming is one such SHEP game that thinks about how to disseminate farming technology in Africa. Anybody can gain understanding of SHEP concepts by playing this game on computers and smartphones. A handbook for extension staff was also prepared. It contains specific case studies obtained through implementation of SHEP in a wide area. It consists of practical content and is very versatile. Information on projects utilizing SHEP is available at any time through its official Facebook account or its website. In addition to SHEP training participants, these pages are accessed by the general public with an interest in JICA. They provide opportunities to learn about SHEP across borders. The SHEP approach has already been implemented in 23 countries in Africa. Centering on Kenya, there is a system for studying SHEP with others from neighboring countries. Another system is now being created for Senegal and other French-speaking African countries. Administrative officials and extension staff from various developing countries participate in the market-oriented agriculture promotion training course that is held 3 times a year. They spread SHEP to their countries by putting action plans prepared during training into practice after their return. JICA offers venues to share advice, knowledge, and experience at the working level as support for putting such expertise into practice in various ways. In countries where a certain level of results has been achieved, Additional support is being provided through technical collaboration projects and the dispatch of experts.
The SHEP approach has grown like a mustard seed, which is normally small but grows into a large tree. The SHEP approach has not only been upscaled in Kenya, but is now being practiced in 22 other African countries.
We have just started. There are a huge number of small-scale farmers in Africa. They are waiting for us. See you.
The SHEP approach has spread widely in Africa through government's initiatives. In recent years, the SHEP approach is starting to be practiced in various other regions around the world.